Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do a fill on these cute little nails I have. So the first step is going to be removing this bling. I'm just using a regular cuticle nipper to remove this. I do have a separate one for my bling. And what I basically do is I put the tip of the nippers closer to the front edge of the bling. I don't try to work it like the whole head over the top of the bling. I kind of set it farther back, and it really, you can see here, they just kind of pop off really easy if you start with those like pointed bits right under the front edge of it. I'm going to show you here in just a second what will happen if you try to use the entire blade, or I guess like nipper portion. It won't come off nearly as easy. So those pieces, and this one, you can see I'm trying to get it, can't get it. It's taken a while. I'm having to really push. The other ones came off with such ease. So just make sure you're using that front little pointed bit and they'll pop right off for you. So then I'm just going to use my cuticle pusher and gently push back all of my cuticles. Then we'll go into removal to file down the nails that we currently have on. So before I start filing these down, I am going to sanitize, clean them with alcohol. And I'm just using my nail brush to brush over everything and just make sure it's nice and clean. Then I'm going to use this extra coarse bit. I only use this on my acrylic. I would not use this on polygel or hard gel. Those are softer, and this bit is like super extra coarse. If you use a builder gel, a hard gel, or a polygel, I would use this same bit, just not as coarse. So I will link for you guys, of course, everything I'm using in this video, and I will also have the finer version of this bit, just in case you don't work with acrylic. But since these were acrylic nails, I'm using this bit, and you can see if you just use long strokes with even pressure, it really cuts through that product and makes removal super, super quick. I am not going to file these down completely. I'm just going to file them down to a very thin base, and then I will move forward with my next steps, and I will apply my polygel over top of that thin base. So on these opal nails, I am filing them down a bit thinner than I'm going to on the nude nails, and that's just because I want to make sure I remove all of the glitter pieces so that I don't have to worry about anything showing through when I cover it with my polygel. So when I do my acrylics, I always start with a thin clear base, and I'm basically filing down almost to that on most of the nail. Now I'm going to use my medium carbide bit. I believe I got this one from Young Nails, and I'm going to remove any lifting, which I didn't have a lot of lifting on these. I had a couple very small areas, like right here, that had just a tiny bit of lifting. So I always make sure to remove that, and then I'm just going to blend my edge with my natural nail, but I'm not touching my natural nail. I'm just making sure that that back edge is completely smoothed down and that there's no lifted bits. Once that's done, I'm using my cuticle clean bit just to get around the cuticles and remove any dead skin from my nail plate. It is important that you don't do the cuticle step until you have removed the bulk from the nails. If you were to go in with this when that bulk was still on the nails, you would have to go in at quite an angle, and it would cause damage to your natural nail plate. So you want to make sure that those have been thinned out and filed down so you're able to use it flush to the natural nail, keeping it kind of straight rather than angled upward. Just removing the excess dust before I move in with my next bit. This is going to be a medium X cut bit by Young Nails. This is basically the same as a medium sanding band, but I like it more for getting up around my cuticle area and just smoothing out that leftover base of acrylic. So I'm just smoothing that right over with the nail plate, making sure I remove any shine from my nail plate, and then smoothing over the rest of the acrylic just to make sure that it is nice and flat, nice and smooth, no lumps and bumps. That will just make the polygel application much easier. And if I do notice that there's any lifting that I missed previously, I can use this bit to kind of get that up, but it is such a fine bit that it's not gonna remove any serious lifting. So if you notice that you missed a good chunk, you're gonna have to go back in with your carbide bit or another bit. This one won't do a whole lot. I wanted to show you actually just how fine this bit is. If you see that dead piece of skin hanging off, I just went over it with this bit and it removed it. That's how fine this bit is. It's like a diamond texture. You can touch your skin, go over your skin, and it's not going to hurt. It's not going to leave any damage. It's not going to do anything negative. I don't normally use it on my skin, but I just wanted to show you guys that that is how fine this bit is.
Sometimes nothing I could say to you could change up your mind. I'll get on your nerves and then we'll fight. Give you all the space you need in on those nights, yeah. Even on your worst days, when you get in my face.
So now that I've removed all of the shine off of my nails and smoothed out all of those base acrylic, I'm using this needle ceramic bit to clean the natural nail underneath the extensions. I don't like having natural nail showing under the extensions. It tends to collect a lot of dirt for me, and it tends to lift away from the nail. So I use this bit first in reverse, going up the one side, then in forward, coming down the other side, and just removing the extra length of natural nail from underneath. And then I clean up if there's any kind of bulk anywhere. I just clean that up a little bit too. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and use my nippers just to clean up around the cuticle. I do not use nippers on everyone. I use them on myself because I have so much excess cuticle every time that using a ball bit itself, it would take a lot of time to clean all this up, and my skin would get very irritated trying to use just the ball bit alone. So I clean the cuticles with nippers first, making sure to remove only the dead skin. Anything that's white, I remove. If it's not white, it stays because it's still living skin. And it's better to err on the side of caution and leave something that you're not sure about than to cut something that is actually live. So once I've gotten that all nipped and cleaned up, just spraying down again with my alcohol and using my nail brush just to remove all the dust and contaminants before I go in and shape up of the nails. I'm just going to clean it all up and perfect the shape into a little bit more pointed of an almond. I don't always like to have such a rounded look, and I wanted them to be a little bit more thin on the sides, so I just cleaned that look up and created the shape that I wanted before going in with my polygel. This is one of the ways that you can help keep from filing through your designs. So if you're going to use glitter, I would highly suggest putting down your base first, file it to the shape that you want, then go in with your glitter and encapsulate it. That'll help you keep it in the shape that you want so that you don't have to file through it to get that shape later on. I hope that makes sense. One last time, I'm going to clean with alcohol. I know you guys notice I use it a lot, but it's important. I want everything to be clean and free of oils before moving into the next step. Now I'm just going to take my primer by Model Ones, and I'm going to prime anywhere that I have natural nails, so just back along the cuticle. I'm going to do 2 coats of this, and we'll move into the next step.
Lay me down behind the moon. Tell me you'll be on real soon. I don't wanna wait no more. We could be
Okay, now I'm going to use this Vita Gel by Jellish as my first layer of base coat. I have been testing this just to see if it will give my nails any additional strength, and I will get back to you guys on that. I haven't been using it long enough to know if it really has made a difference, but hopefully by my next fill I'll be able to soak these off and see how my nails are doing. So I'm just going to use this again, just like the primer, anywhere that my natural nail is showing. I'm not going to use it over the entire nail. After I have gotten this on and cured it for 30 seconds, I'm going to use a different base coat by Model Ones. I'm going to be using Model Ones POLYGEL today. So I'm going to use this before I put down the POLYGEL. And I will put this over the entire nail. It's not necessary or like absolutely you have to do it over the entire nail. I prefer to. I just feel like I get better adhesion when I cover the entire nail. But really you only have to put it where the natural nail is. So I'll put that on all my nails, cure it for a full minute, and I'm going to remove the sticky inhibition layer just with rubbing alcohol. Then we'll go in and do the POLYGEL. So this POLYGEL is the shade Nude by Model Ones. It's such a gorgeous color. I love it. I actually need to get a bigger bottle because I don't think I have enough left for another application, but maybe. So I just squeeze it out a little dollop right onto the nail. Then I'm going to start by pressing this flush with my natural nail back along the cuticle. You do want to make this super thin in back there, because if it doesn't match up with that natural nail in the end, you will have lifting. So make it as thin as you can, and then we will blend it later in the filing process. Then I'm going to work it thin along the side walls and thin along the free edge, leaving the bulk of the product right in the center of the nail. This will help keep it from breaking. It will give that apex and strength in the stress area, which is right behind where the tip of the finger ends. That's kind of where I have the bulk of my product sitting. So I'll just smooth that out the best that I can. Then I will give it a full minute cure, and we will move on to the next step. Now that all the nails have been applied, I'm going to clean off that sticky layer with alcohol once again, and we will get right into our filing. I was sent this awesome beginner-friendly drill by MELODYSUSIE. It will be linked in the description box. I believe they have a discount code for me as well to pass on to you guys in the savings of this drill, so that will all be linked down below. This is the Scamander drill, and it was made specifically for beginners. So it comes with a bunch of little sanding bands. You get all of your kind of main bits here. These are all diamond texture bits. So they're very smooth and great for work on the natural nail. Then you have coarse, medium, and fine arbor bands. I'm going to use a fine grit arbor band, and I'm going to put it on the mandrel, which is the little piece all the way to the right side in this little kit here. And we will use that to blend the cuticle area just down to our natural nail, just to make sure that everything is completely flush and that there is no ledge. I'm going to let you guys listen to this drill here in just a moment. It was super quiet. The vibrations were very minimal. I was actually really impressed with this one. definitely a better drill than what I started out with. So when you are using your arbor bands, you want to make sure to season it first. Just take a regular file and run the top of it on that file. It helps to soften that sharp edge to make sure you're not going to hurt or cut yourself. Then I'm going to use this on a very slow speed, and I'm going to start on the one side wall, work up the side, then I'll work across my cuticle area and down back the other side wall. Like I said, this will help just make sure that everything is sealed in, that there are no ledges or bulk of any kind, and everything is flush with the natural nail. Now, this thumb, it is too high. I did apply too much product, so I will be going in just a moment here with a different bit just to help file that down. If you're going to use an arbor band to file down that bulk, I would suggest using a medium or a coarse grit. I'm trying to show you here what it would be like if you were to use this on the top of the nail to try to file down that bulk. It just does not do enough. So just go up to the medium or the coarse grit and you'll be okay. So I'm going to move into my next bit, which is going to be a 5-in-1 bit. You can see any bit. This one didn't come with the drill, so any bit will fit in here. They're all usually the same size, which is 3/32 inch. I don't know how you 3/32 of an inch. I don't know how you say that. But anyways, this is a 5-in-1 bit, so it goes right, it goes left, so forward and reverse, and at the tip it's fine, in the middle it's medium, at the base it is coarse. So you've got 5 functionalities in one bit. It is one of my favorite bits, especially for removing bulk on a softer product like this or hard gel. So I'm just going to use that to remove all that excess bulk and thin down my nail a little bit, and I will be back here with you shortly.
I broke a few hearts or two, a couple too many times. I let good things go up in flames, they blow up like dynamite. If I'm being honest, no, I got a problem. No one made me wanna change. Then there was you, it feels so new. I just wanna get this right. No, I'm not a role model, nothing ever seems to last. Baby, now that I got it, I'll be better with you. I'll be better with you. Now that I got it.
So I'll do that to all my nails, and then I'm going to use my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file. This is the 100 grit, and I'm just going to clean up the shape of the nails. Just make sure that I'm perfecting it and getting it to be exactly what I was looking for. Then once I get that free edge shaped the way that I want, I will switch to my 180 grit peel and stick file just to smooth out the top surface and blend it into the shape that I want it to be.
I'll be better with you. I'll be better with you. Now that I got it. No, I'm not a role model. Now that I got it, I'll be better with you. I'll be better with you.
I'm just going to spray down the nails one last time with alcohol and remove all of that dust. And then I decided, after getting rid of all the debris and removing that I did want to go ahead and buff the nails just to make sure that they are nice and smooth for my gel polish application. I'm not going to apply the gel polish in the video today. That will be my next video. It'll just be way too long, but I'm going to show you guys a little sneak peek of what that set will look like, so you guys will be knowing to keep your eye out for that video. So once I am done buffing the nail here, I'll cleanse the surface one last time and we'll be all set. Make sure you guys let me know what you think down below. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed.
Even though you stress about the small shit sometimes, nothing I could say to you could change up your mind.
Of course, as always, if you have any questions, suggestions, or requests for different sets, let me know down below. I love to hear from you guys. Be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye!